And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thompson. 100%. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big John McCarthy.
Oh, yeah, that is the beginning of the Weighing In podcast with my man Josh Thompson coming in from a new studio, which we will be doing relentlessly for the next couple of weeks. We will be in different places at different times, but we got a lot to talk about with the UFC 273 over now. A couple of championship fights, some different placements on people as far as rankings now. Got a little bit to talk about. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I mean, I'm a little tired. I've finally gotten over that horse throat. I've gotten that horse throat a little bit. Jeez, man, it's horrible. I'm still a little raspy, as you guys can hear. But overall, it's been good. You know, I got a lot of traveling. You and I both have a lot of traveling to do. So it's going to be crazy. These next, 4 weeks is going to be nuts because we go to London. We're home for like 4 to 5 days. Then we go to Paris, then London.
Yep.
So we do San Jose, Hawaii, home for 4 or 5 days. Then we go to Paris. Then we go to London. It's just going to be madness.
This is my last day in my studio. My last day.
No.
This is it. I leave home tomorrow, and I never come back.
You'll be doing a broadcast from your tin can that you decided to sell your beautiful house.
Oh, my God. You just said I'm going to have a tin can.
You're gonna be doing your broadcast from a tin can. There'll be an echo in the room. There'll be all these things.
You see, you're such a negative Nancy.
I don't understand. You said you told your wife, Miss McCarthy, when I move into this house, this is it. We're done.
I did.
We're not doing anything else.
I did.
John, now you're moving from your dream house to a tin can. I don't get it. I don't understand.
You don't understand a bardominium.
I don't understand a bardominium. Oh, man. But hey, you know what, though? New beginnings, new fresh things. Obviously, it's definitely going to be a new experience, new fun.
And, man, I am way too old for this shit because I am so tired of moving crap right now.
I don't doubt it. I'm going through a little bit of the same thing with that you're going through because of my gyms. I sold my gyms. So, yeah, that's going to be happening as well. So I'll be moving the gym probably around May 1st, and that's right before we leave to Paris, London. So, but new beginnings, not just with the gym cell, but it's on top of that, though. On top of all that, we've got a new gym to move into. There's a very big gym that I think the members will all be happy with, which they don't know about, which I'm letting them know. Obviously, because a lot of them listen.
Obviously, I think you are letting them know because you're letting everyone else know.
I just brought that up right now. I didn't even realize because I just thought you and I were talking, of course. So, geez, I'm shooting myself in the foot right now. Yes, it's a sad situation. I kind of, you own gyms. When you sold your gym, what went through your mind?
Thank God.
Oh, see,
no, there's great things about having a gym, but the worst part about having a gym is because you have a nice gym, and it's mine was a picture. Everyone thinks you're rich when you're actually putting money into it most of the time to keep the doors open. So. It's gyms are great because there's things about them that, man, especially with the kids, or you see people that are come in and they don't know anything and they're not healthy, and all of a sudden they're just changing their lifestyle, and all of a sudden they start to know things. It's great to watch that evolution in them because you're helping them change to be better. Then you have the people that are just a pain in the ass. It's good to get rid of them.
Yeah. I've weeded out a lot of them over the years, and I've really just got the best ones that I could possibly have as of now. And obviously pre-COVID, we lost a lot during them, but then they've all started making their way back, and it's been great. But on top of that, though, the new facility so I didn't just sell my gyms. I actually bought another gym. So I have a bigger facility now, not just 2 gyms. So I don't know if that's but I joined with an investment company, an investment group. So now I own a huge, huge gym, which will remain nameless as of now. And that will be making some names. And at least all the members that I have, like with yours, they went to new client, and then they went to a new ownership, that type of thing. But now with my members, they'll be moving into a top end facility with all the best things available to them. So it's something for them to look forward to, not just be like, oh man, I lost this. No, you're gaining something a lot a lot bigger, a lot nicer, with a lot more amenities. And with the biggest thing is for the mothers, for daycare, because we have daycare at the new facility.
Hey,
and that's
good.
a big deal so to make sure that all the parents can work out while their kids are in daycare, or they're in fitness classes, or they're in jiu-jitsu, or they're in. So that'll be a big deal. Anyways, well, hey, let's roll into the show, man. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to the actual fights. And where do you want to start, John?
I'd say you started with the beginning. Let's go with the main event, since Alexander Volkanovski, as we said, proved why he is the man. He looked fantastic. He looked sharp. He looked fast. It looked like honest to God, Josh, it looked like a training session. It looked like a sparring session. He was that much better in just everything. He hardly got touched. You know, I love the Korean Zombie. He was just, you could tell the speed difference was huge, and he was getting hit with big shots. I mean, big shots relentlessly throughout the rounds as they were going on. You know, he got put down on his butt multiple times. Tough, got back, into the fight. When it hit the fourth round, you could tell he was beat. He was beat. And I thought it was a great stop by Herb. Herb did, he did not let him take more because he just saw that what was happening. He gave him that chance to try to do something in that round. It wasn't there. A lot of people are going to complain. You didn't even go down in that round. No, that was a great stoppage by Herb. It was the right move. Good job. He's too tough for his own good. All right, one of my favorite things is Butcher Box. Butcher Box is one of the greatest packages that you can receive at your home because it is full of incredible meats, fish, chicken, pork, and it's all the best. Grass-fed. This is the highest quality of standard that you can meet, and you can taste the difference. Josh, I know that you are someone that likes to eat quality things. You like to barbecue all the time. Talk to me about Butcher Box and the way you feel.
You didn't just say grass-fed. You said grass-fed. It's free range. You've got farm raised. You've got all sorts of different ways of getting your meat. Butcher Box is definitely the way to go. For me personally, right? If you order through our promo code of weighing in, use that promo code. They will give you 2 pounds of free grass-fed beef. Okay, ground beef for the life of your membership with them. For as long as you keep buying from them using our promo code, they will give you 2 pounds with every order of free meat, and that is amazing. Because right now, if you guys haven't been to like Costco, Safeway, Albertsons, wherever you guys shop, have you guys not seen the price of meat these days? 3 ribeyes the other day cost me $85 at Costco, the cheapest place to get meat. Guess what? Go to Butcher Box. You can ensure that there's no added hormones, and they'll give you a little bit more meat with every one of your purchases. Your very first purchase will give you $10 off as well. So make sure you go to Butcher Box, use our promo code weighing in.
Look, each box is going to contain between 8 to 14 pounds of meat, depending upon the box type that you order. That's enough for about 24 individual meals. I love the ribeyes. I love the filet mignons. And I love the salmon that comes. It's fantastic. You can use it on your grill. You can put it in your oven and bake it. All of it, free shipping for you in the continental U.S. This is your chance to never have to shop for meat again. You don't have to go to Costco like Josh did. You can go and just sit at home, and they're going to bring it to you. Go to butcherbox.com/weighing in and get that 2 pounds of ground beef. Like Josh is saying, with every order for the life of your membership, you can't ask for anything more than that. That is free meat. 2 pounds of free meat. Come on. Think about it. They're feeding you for free almost. Go to butcherbox.com/weighing in to claim that deal.
Yeah, John, I was sitting here talking at the fight committee here with Brendan and Matt Mitrione and Cowan, and we were talking and said, hey, should he stop the fight? Like, should his corner stop the fight between rounds 3 and 4? Because there was never a moment where he was winning and taking over the fight. And so when I saw that happening, I'm like, he had no way. There was no room for success that I saw. He was way slower. And then
Josh, what minute out of the first, we'll say 15 minutes, did he win?
None.
There you go.
I don't think one. I don't think 1 minute of it. There wasn't a full minute that he actually won. He won. He had
a couple. He had a couple nice shots he landed.
Yeah, but other than that, no, I didn't have him winning not one full minute.
Nope. Yeah.
So when I
Don't
started
die
looking
on
at
me.
the fight, I know, man. I know. I figured it out. It's allergies. I figured it out. I was trying to figure out whether I was sick or not. But I was like, I didn't feel bad all week. I just felt like I lost my voice. And then 2 of my members came in, and then like they lost their voice. And one of them, my dad, just woke up and lost his voice. He's like, no idea how or what. So there must be a little bit extra pollen in the air in the Bay Area. So I'm feeling better a little bit since Wednesday. The voice came back a little bit on Wednesday. The rest of the day on Wednesday when we filmed early Wednesday morning, but I did the best I could. Look, with Zombie, I really feel like it was the best thing for the referee stoppage. Herb did a great job. And if you guys would have listened to us, you guys would have went to mybookie.ag and used our promo code weighing in and realized that we said take the under on that fight because I really believed that Volk was going to get him out of there under 4.5. I mean, 4.5 was if he would have said 3.5, I would have said no. Zombie's one of those guys. He's too strong for his own good.
Tough.
Too tough for his own good. And he proved that tonight. He would have kept going.
Oh yeah.
But the ref, I think, Herb did a good job, and stopped the fight. I agree with you, John.
Yeah. There's those moments where you look and if you're the referee and this is going through your mind, you're actually telling yourself, I haven't had 1 minute that this guy has won in this fight. And he's just taking more and more damage. He's taking bigger and bigger shots. He was just put down at the end of the 3rd round, and now he just got hit and just wobbled badly in the start of the 4th. There's no way he's going to be winning this. He doesn't. A lot of people go, well, he's got a puncher's chance. No, he doesn't.
No.
He wasn't landing shots. And to sit there and say, well, he could have. No. Sometimes it's just not your day. It's not your night. It's not your. It's not your fight. This wasn't his fight, but goddamn, you got to give it to Volkanovski, man. He's getting better. He's getting scary good.
Yeah, it broke Chin's heart tonight to see Korean Zombie go down because Chin's Korean, so it really bothered him a lot. He was like, "Oh no, what happened? Oh, why'd they stop him?" He's like, "He could have kept going." No. He could have kept going. You're right. He could have because he's a dog.
Could have got knocked out.
Yeah, and
because those add up.
And that's the biggest thing with him, right? He's taken so much damage throughout his career.
Yep.
The Leonard Garcia fights, other fights that he's had with Aldo, all those situations, right? He's taken a lot of damage in some of his fights. Yep. And so for him to continue to take damage like he was taking in that fight, it was just unnecessary.
Yep,
for him to go back to the drawing board, maybe spend more time with Henry Cejudo, work on his wrestling, do more things like that. You can't, look, I love what Henry's doing, but not everyone can just jump in with Henry for, say, 6 to 8 weeks, and all of a sudden, it's fixed. It doesn't work that way because you need more time. You need more time to work on your wrestling. You need more time to work off that wrestling and then countering off that wrestling. You need to be able to build off of all of those things. And Henry does a great job with everyone that he's ever worked with, and you've seen the proof is in the pudding. But the bottom line is you need more time when you're somebody like Korean Zombie who doesn't really have a wrestling base. He doesn't have a grappling base. He needs more time to work with someone like Henry. One camp wasn't going to be enough against someone like Volk. But overall, he showed his toughness. He's continued to show his toughness. I think he's a stud, and there's no doubt about it, he's a stud. Will he ever become champion? I don't know. It depends. Does Volk go up in weight? Because if he does, then that opens up the spot for Zombie to make another run. If Volk stays there because he's one of those smaller 45-pounders, then I think the right hand's on the wall. I mean, pretty much, I don't know who's going to beat him. I don't know who's going to beat Volk. Give me somebody who's going to beat him. Max is arguably beat him the first time, but then lost to him the second time, or vice versa.
Vice versa. Lost him the first time.
Versa.
I thought won the second one, but okay.
You know what I mean?
But he's the closest.
And then you have, who else do you have after that?
I mean, you could look. You could look at the Ortega fight. Ortega came close to submitting him. If you want to say, he had a chance. But Volkanovski, won most of that fight. And
John, I went back and watched that fight just the other day. I went back and watched it. Volk won rounds 1 and 2. Round 3 was close, but you got to remember how that round ended. Sure, the round ended with him almost in a triangle. He almost got guillotined, but he was taking some big shots when he was on bottom as well. So that weared down on Ortega. In rounds 4 and 5, he just ran away with it again. Oh, yeah. I mean, so it really wasn't a close fight. That round 3 was probably one of the most. It was I put that round 3 right there, up there, and with that Nick Diaz and Paul Daly fight.
Yep.
That round 3 was that type of action. Yeah. I don't hold a lot of fights to that level of excitement and that level of, hey, this is where the fighter expectations should be when you're watching a fight. that was one of those rounds. You know, you have Paul Daly, Nick Diaz being number 1. This was probably number 2 or number 3, somewhere in there. I think Weili Zhang and Joanna had a round like that. I know the whole fight was like that, but like they had one round, 2 rounds that were just nasty, back and forth, vicious fight.
Yeah.
So not a lot of fighters have been able to experience that type of brutality on both sides and that type of fight IQ on both sides. Guillotine, some escape, get out of the escape, okay, and then the vicious ground and pound, then throw yourself into a triangle, almost finish him by a triangle, get out of that, get beat up some more and ground and pound. It was just a back and forth third round. So I don't know who's going to really challenge him, because that fight really, even outside of that round, was not close. You know,
I mean,
so outside of that, I don't really know. Does he go up to 55? Does he go up to 55?
I don't think I don't think he's going to. No, I don't think he is. And I don't think he
Dana's
should.
going to get to a level where he's like, okay, I don't know if I want to pay you anymore this amount of money to keep the same guy.
You know what?
Beaten.
No. This is at this point, he's in that driver's seat of, Dana's going to try to look and push him towards certain things, and that's okay. That's Dana's job as a promoter. But all he's got to say is, no, I'll stay right where I'm at. Be smart. There are guys there. Arnold Allen, that's one. You can take a look and say, okay, that's a guy that could give him a fight. Do I think that Arnold's going to beat him? I don't. I'm just being honest. Right now, I don't see him beating him.
What about Yair Rodriguez?
That would be the one guy that I look at based upon his style. Could it be that he could cause Volkanovski problems? Yair Rodriguez might be that guy. He might be the one. But then again, it could be that Volkanovski just puts it on him, takes him down, beats him up, gets back on his feet, hurts him on the feet. So I'm being honest, I don't see anybody right now beating him in the featherweight.
I'm gonna throw a little name in the hat there, though, that we continue to forget about because he hasn't been around for a while. Zabit. If Zabit was able to come back, get one win, get back on the track,
he's got to get back on the bike.
He's a bad matchup. He's a bad matchup for him because of the reach, the range, the wrestling, the sweeps, the submissions, all of those things. Zabit's a bad matchup for him. Now, cardio-wise, I would give it to Volk all day long in the 4th and 5th round because we saw what happened with him and Calvin Kattar. I see that. I see that potentially happen with him too. He expends so much energy in the throws, the striking, the power, doing all the flashy stuff. But in a 5-round fight, maybe he fights differently. You don't know how he's going to fight somebody in a 5-round fight. Volk brings the pressure for 5 rounds. We saw that tonight. We've seen it before in the past. But overall, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with him. All right, I'm going to do fantasy matchup here though on top of this because we have to because there's no one else. There's no one else for him to fight. So I got to throw out some fantasy stuff.
Let's
him
go.
and AJ McKee.
Right now I got to go Volkanovski.
Okay, tell me why.
Just as basic as it gets. Speed-wise, I think they match up very well.
I give AJ the speed. Sorry.
I'll tell you what, Volkanovski
it's close, but I give
Volkanovski looked pretty goddamn fast tonight.
Yeah, but Korean's slow.
His hands, okay, maybe, but his hands were fast. He looked good. Gas tank. I got to go with Volkanovski.
I'll agree with you.
Okay. I think just overall power, I think they're close. Maybe Volkanovski, but submission-wise, well,
John, you're killing me here.
No, submission-wise, I go with AJ. AJ's got a better submission game, no doubt about it. Okay, but I don't think he can submit Volkanovski based upon what I saw with Ortega because Ortega had him, man. What
about
top
wrestling?
side, wrestling, AJ's a better wrestler.
Okay. So here's the thing, is I think with the speed and the power, it goes to AJ. I think the reach and the range goes to AJ.
Well, the reach and the range absolutely goes to AJ.
Of course. So when you mix the speed and the power with that, you don't think the speed, but I think because of the reach and the range, the speed's going to be a huge factor. AJ can get in and get out before Volk can get all the way inside to actually hit him and touch him. So I think that's where the problem's going to lie, is that Volk's going to have a hard time covering that distance. Max was able to hit him with some clean shots because he's long and lanky and rangy and things like that. But the speed, if you're going to say Max is fast, AJ's faster than Max. But
AJ is faster than Max.
But he does not have, I know what I'm saying. AJ's faster than Max. And if Max was able to touch him as many times as he was able to, but AJ doesn't have the output that Max has.
No.
So I gotta neutralize that whole situation. Yeah. But when I look at the way that they fight, and I'm not saying that I think Volk can 100% win. I'm not saying that, you guys. I'm comparing the two when it comes to speed, power. I give it to AJ. The reach and the range obviously goes to AJ. Those are the biggest problems to deal with. You just said wrestling and jiu-jitsu would go to AJ. I give the cardio to Volk.
Oh, no doubt.
I would actually even go fight IQ to Volkanovski.
Yeah.
So if you're talking fight IQ, which is a big factor, that plays all of those other athletic features, they don't play as much of a factor as that fight IQ does.
That's true.
And Volk being who Volk is, I would lean, and I'm probably getting a lot of blowback on this.
Yes,
but
you are.
I would lean more towards Volk, though, to be honest. Okay. But I would honestly say that if people are looking at this fight, I would say AJ has more ways of winning this fight. Submission-wise, wrestling-wise, striking-wise, speed-wise, knockout power, all that stuff. AJ's got more potential to win, to finish the fight than Volkanovski does. Volkanovski has to drag this into 5 rounds. I don't think he can finish AJ. Tell me how he can finish him.
It's one of I know there was a whole thing where AJ was saying, talk to Uncle Dana, but it ain't gonna happen. So I don't
it will never happen.
Let's go to Aljamain Sterling against Peter Yan. I'm gonna put it out there right now. No matter what, I was very impressed with Aljamain and the way he fought, but there's no way he won that first round.
And this show of Weighing is brought to you by, of course, MyBookie.ag, our longest sponsor that we've had and one of the best. If you guys listened to us earlier this week, you made a little bit of money by taking our advice because we've been on point as of lately. Now, don't get me wrong. I had a raspy voice in the middle of the week. Guess what? It is a little bit back, but I can actually speak and talk to you. John, I'm telling you, but John knows, but everyone else should know. Look, we made you guys some money. I want our 10% in the mail. Go to mybookie.ag. Use that promo code weighing in, you guys, and we'll give you a little extra spending cash when you guys use that promo code weighing in. There's a little QR code right there that Podcast Dave's going to put up. And when he puts that up and you click on that, that'll take you to our weighing in podcast where you can actually use that for a little extra spending cash in terms of getting your first initial buy-in. So they'll give you some extra money with that first initial buy-in at mybookie.ag when you use that promo code weighing in.
Heavier shots were landed easily by Yan, and that's why and I thought it was a smart tactic by Aljamain to stay on the outside, to move continuously, but he didn't land much. He landed a couple of kicks, not real hard, and he got hit with some big heavy shots for a little bit, and right near the end, Yan really started landing some good shots. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me that Aljo won that first round, but I will say I thought he fought a great fight. The second round being the one that, and this is the difference, he won that second round huge. Now, he did not damage Peter Yan, so I can see why they all went 10-9 with it, but it was the clearest round of all of them, easily for Aljo. So if you're taking a look at it, the first round, close. Fourth round, fifth round, close, but Peter Yan wins them. Second and third round, easy for Aljamain Sterling. So I'm not upset with him winning the fight. I thought he actually fought a very smart fight. He fought well, and you got to give him props. He won the belt the way it's supposed to be won.
John, I mean, for everyone, you guys all know I went hard in the paint against him. Okay, and look, I didn't go hard in the paint against him in terms of it was not his fault on how he won the title.
No.
It was an illegal blow. He was given the title because of that situation. I was against the acting job that he did. Like, oh my God, I won? What's going on? That to me was an Oscar performance. It was actually a really bad Oscar performance. So no, he didn't win the Oscar. He was nominated probably, but he didn't win it. But what it really came down to is at the end of the day, today, John, I really believe, at the end of the day today, he was champ. But It really came down to this. I feel like he came in because of all the flack he got. He came in with no pressure. You want to know why?
Okay. Exactly. And I thought Yan fought, you could see he was loading up. He fought angry. And we always talk about, you fight angry, you don't fight well. You can't be angry. No. You can't be mad. And he was. And you could see it at times. And it makes a difference.
well, not only did he fight angry, there was moments where he fought dumb, where he just started turning his back. And everyone that knows that you watch Aljo fight, and if you've ever studied him at all, and you hear through the grapevine how good he is on the back, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's a human backpack.
He was throwing his arm over the head, giving him the back. Like instead of like getting the overhook or whizzering or trying to fight for the underhook, he fought for the underhook a bunch after he gave up his back, the second and third round. But he didn't I don't think he realized that he wouldn't be able to get out of there. He's losing rounds, just giving them away. So I also, look, like you, I also had him winning rounds 1. I had him winning rounds, I think, at 4 and 5.
4 and 5.
I think is what it was. Yeah, 4 and 5. But at the end of the day, it's not a robbery in any way.
No.
If you want to give him one of those rounds, whatever, it's not a robbery. Aljo did what he had to do. He came in, he performed, he did the best he could. What he did better this time was he came in more relaxed. That was number one. That was the number one key thing he did. He came in more relaxed. He realized that this is a 5-round fight, and he didn't blow his wad in the first 2 rounds.
Yep.
And on top of that, he came in phenomenal shape. But then what he did was he let Peter Yan make the mistakes, and he capitalized on them. He didn't try to force the scenario and the situation to the point where he was hanging on the legs, trying to get takedown after takedown. Remember when we talked about it, I said, how much pressure does he put on himself to get the takedown? He didn't put any pressure on himself to get the takedown. Yan gave him the takedown, actually gave him his back.
Multiple times.
Yes, and so in that scenario, in that fight, I was thinking to myself, damn, he's outperforming Yan right now and just doing a great job. Yan making mistakes, but like he was doing a great job of capitalizing on every moment of those mistakes. He never once just he let it blunder and mess it up. He did a great job. He fought a great fight tonight. I'm not arguing with the decision. I thought Yan won, but hey, look, if you gave it to Sterling, it is what it is.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it. Congratulations on being the new champ. I feel like I'm not going to owe you an apology because I wasn't mad at you, but I was just simply saying your acting job wasn't that great, and it was upsetting to see a top level fighter like you act like that. Like, look, I get it. You won the title because of an illegal blow. You deserve to get the title, however you want to put it. But at the end of the day, it was mad that you hammed it up during the middle of the whole situation. That's what bugged it. I think that's what bugged a lot of people. But he ended up utilizing all that energy and playing the heel so well that he came in so relaxed that it benefited him tonight.
Boy, and he continued on with the heel performance, going with all his TJ Dillashaw talk and everything, which is, hey, smart. Play it out. Play it all the way out to the end. It was the way to do it. I thought it was.
You don't think we see number 3 next?
I don't know. I do think you're going to see TJ Dillashaw next, but it all depends upon injuries too.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
TJ's tailor-made for him. Aljo's tailor-made for TJ. Stylistically, Aljo cannot take. I don't think Aljo's going to be able to take TJ down. Maybe he can get him down once or twice. I don't think he'll be able to get him down.
It's going to be tough.
And on the feet.
He's going to have to beat him on the feet.
And on the feet, I'm going TJ. But if I put TJ and Yan, that's a tough fight for TJ. It's so weird how styles make matchups.
Styles make fights.
We sit here and say MMA, like MMA math doesn't work, which I'm trying to prove to you guys right now. This shit don't work. Because it doesn't work, John.
No, it doesn't. Styles, your style, putting it against one person, it's going to do something. Putting it against another, completely different. It's just the way it is. But congratulations to Aljamain. You are the champ. Well done, sir. We had the non-championship fight, but God, it was a good one. Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns.
Best fight of the night?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I had it right up there, though, with McKenzie and Tisha Torres.
That was a good fight, too.
That was a good fight, too. A lot of scrambling, a little bit more scrambling, not as many punches and stuff thrown, but like all the scrambling. Anyways, let's move on to the Chimaev. We'll talk about the girls later.
Let's be honest. The Chimaev Burns fight was better. There was knockdowns in it. There was a lot of power. Yeah, no. It was better.
Biased.
It was. I'm not biased. It was better.
You're biased. You're Chimaev's boy. We get it. You're Chimaev's boy.
All right, it's time to talk about one of my favorite products out there. It is Fume. Fume is F-U-M, and Fume is something for you to become a healthier person. If you're a smoker, if you're a vapor, or if you know somebody that is, Fume is the product for you. Fume is a way for you to continue with that hand-to-mouth habit that comes with smoking that you just kind of get naturally drawn to. It's something you have to do. Well, you can do it with Fume, and you can do it with a healthy way of using essential oils to keep you from being an unhealthy person. Essential oils are what is placed into this prominent. There is a cord that you place into this, and you can breathe that essential oil in, take it in, you'll feel refreshed. You can do it anywhere at any time. There is nothing that comes out of it. No nasty smoke, vapors, anything like that. This is a clean product for you to become a healthier person right now. If you are a smoker and you want to stop, this is the way for you to take the first step on your way to becoming a healthier person. Fume was invented for people that have that hand-to-mouth habit. Look, it's 100% natural. This prominent is made out of Canadian maple. The cores are infused with an essential oil. 100% natural, no harmful chemicals, no artificial flavors. This is absolutely the best with no nicotine, and nicotine is what is addictive. The Fume story was it was launched in Calgary, Canada. You know, everything comes from Canada is nice because Canada's a nice place with nice people. We have over 50,000 customers around the world using this, and we are on a mission to get 1 million people to quit smoking by the year 2025. Look, quitting is tough, but Fume can really help you. This is your way to start becoming healthier now. Look, I didn't expect much when I first started with Fume. I didn't think it was going to do anything because I've never been a smoker. I don't like putting anything in my lungs, but this I actually like. It helps open up my nasal cavity and stuff because I get stuffy noses all the time from being punched in the face too many times. This is the greatest product ever when it comes to you stopping your vaping or your smoking, whether you're a smoker or not. I know those cravings are there. This is your way to get the cravings at least a little bit less, and you can still have that feeling of you're doing something that is healthy for you. So right now, I want you to go to Breathe Fume. That's BREATHEFUM. No E on the end of that. .com/weighing in and use the promo code weighing in. Go to breathefume.com/weighing in. Use the promo code weighing in and you will get 10% off of your purchase right now. There's all kinds of great flavors. There's lemon bliss. There's peppermint. There's in the holiday times, they even have eggnog. They all feel good, taste good, smell good, and they're healthy for you. Become a healthier person right now. Trust me, you're going to like Fume. I love it. I thought it was, you know what, it was, Chimaev proved a lot because he's never been pushed. And sometimes when you get pushed, you know, and you've talked about this, you don't know until it happens. And he got pushed, and it was 1-1 going into that third round. I thought Gilbert Burns had won that second round. He hurt him, put him down. Going into the third round, it was even, and Chimaev could have folded. Nope, came out, performed beautifully. I thought his jab was the difference in the fight. His ability to land that jab consistently, he even put him down in the first round with that jab. The jab was a big difference. I thought it was kind of telling that the very first thing that he wanted to do was take Burns down. Even though when he took him down, didn't stay there. No. He got up, which was smart, but he wanted to prove I'll take you down, and his wrestling was good. Burns was unable to get a takedown of his own, but goddamn, you got to give it to Gilbert. He fought his ass off, and he was throwing bombs all the way to the end.
Okay, so I caught a ton of flack in the comment section, you guys, and because I still do read the comments, believe it or not. And you guys were like, what are you talking about? The verdict's not in yet. You don't know what you're talking about. He's a stud. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him get pushed. We hadn't seen him get pushed.
Nope.
You guys, to sit here and say the verdict was out, he could have folded at the end of that second round. I wanted to see. He got through the adversity. He got dropped a little bit. He got waddled a little bit. It was a little bit of exchange where all of a sudden he wasn't the bully anymore. He wasn't the hammer. He was starting to become the nail.
There you
And
go.
he made the adjustments from the second to the third round, and that's what you want to see out of your fighters. Do I think he's the real deal? Absolutely. Do I think that he is as high as everyone was trying to put him up on there to warrant a minus 600 or 700 on the voting scales? Absolutely not. He's got some room for growth, you guys. That's where people need to understand. His stand-up tonight, it didn't look impressive. Don't get me wrong. He landed some clean shots. He did some good stuff. Okay, but Gilbert is not a stand-up king either. He's a jiu-jitsu practitioner who's one of the best in the world. Okay, so when you're trying to compare, he was able to get Gilbert down, but he didn't really do a whole lot on the ground either. So when you're talking about, now Gilbert is the top one, he's the number 2 guy right now. You're number 2 in the rankings, but number 3 in the world at that weight class for the UFC. I'm just simply saying he has room for growth. We put him on a pedestal. Fans put him on a pedestal. I wasn't ready to go there yet. Do I think he's the real deal now after seeing the adversity he was able to go through? What he took in that second round, after what he delivered in the first round? What you have to remember is that fighters, when they deliver such a great performance in the first round and they come out and have a second round like that, they normally start to fold going into the third.
Right.
They're like, it's not going my way. Oh, man, humble. Put my head down. Just give up. Everyone will understand. No, he didn't do that. And Gilbert fought the exact opposite way. He came out almost like he didn't realize he had won the second round. He didn't come out dictating the pace right away because Chimaev came out dictating the pace. And that automatically changed how that third round went. And so I give Chimaev a tip my hat to him. Great performance, great job. Way to silence Josh Thompson. I'm sure that was your goal in life, but great job. I thought he fought a great fight. I saw what I wanted to see out of him, John, in being a performer. I also saw what I didn't want to see out of him. He was so relaxed, but he played it up to the point where he wasn't humble anymore. You saw him sitting on the fence before Gilbert walked out, all of that stuff. There's times for that. Some of the best guys in the world that were the best, John Jones, knowing how great he was, okay, DC, Khabib, all those fighters that were young, Conor McGregor, that had that about them, Jose Aldo, you never saw them with the antics really when they walked out. You know, they came out, they knew it was fight day. This is a real situation. It almost backfired on him a little bit. I think he needs to make sure that he remembers, at the end of the day, when I'm fighting the best guys in the world, it's a fight. And anything can happen. He almost found out at the end of that second round.
Yeah, he did. It was that fight could have ended up completely different with Gilbert Burns winning, but I thought both performed very well. I thought Gilbert showed a lot in that fight. I thought Chimaev showed a lot. So definitely, to me, that was the fight of the night. Performance of the night by both. Incredible. Mackenzie Dern versus Tecia Torres. The tiny tornado almost did it. She kept that fight on the feet. I thought Mackenzie was pushing the takedown way too hard. Way too hard. Yeah. Created a lot of problems for herself. Put herself in positions to be off balance, just like you just did right there.
I hit the wrong one, trying to lock my seat in place.
When you are the one that's making these almost runs at your opponent trying to get the takedown, it's like, slow down, man. You're making a mistake here. You're the one creating your own problems. And obviously when Mackenzie, jumped into the position, basically jumped guard, but Tecia held her up. She had the Kimura. It was a good situation for Mackenzie. I thought Tecia did a very nice job of remaining calm, taking care of herself, making sure that she was able to walk her way through it. Mackenzie was in a position when you saw her on her back. She didn't have a submission there. And a lot of, they're sitting there going back and forth about what she's got. She had the arm that she cannot armbar, but she was controlling the position and controlling her opponent, not allowing her opponent to stand back up or get away from her, because obviously that's what Tecia wanted to do, and Mackenzie was keeping that from happening. But then went after, the leg, everything that she was doing. You looked at it, it was a close fight. It was tight. And first round, I think, went to, I think Mackenzie in the end got it. I think, she got the second. Tecia got the third. It was a close fight. Like you said, it was a good fight.
Yeah. What I saw in the first round, I had Tecia win in the first. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I wasn't paying attention in the middle of a conversation or something, but I had Tecia win in the first. Had her obviously lose in the second. and I had her win in the third. It
Yeah.
was close in the third, and I thought the first round was close also. So I'm not mad at the way the decision went.
No, I thought it could have gone either way. I really did.
I thought it could have went either way.
It was just who you gave the first to.
What I love what Tisha did, though, is she got stuck in that Kimura while she was standing. She turned her back to the fence.
Smart.
So her arm couldn't get behind her back because her back was against the fence.
Against the fence.
Smart job. I think she didn't realize that had happened. Like, oh, wow. And then she got turned. And then she ended up having to turn herself back to the fence to make sure she didn't get cornered. She did a good job. She did a lot of great stuff in that fight. What I loved the most was her lateral movement. And then every time Mackenzie was trying to throw the haymaker, she slipped underneath. She just didn't slip underneath the counter enough, though, and that was the problem. She should have slipped underneath and then thrown some combinations off of that to make Mackenzie pay for throwing those big haymakers. So overall, though, I thought it was a very fun fight. It was action-packed. There was a lot of back and forth, and that's kind of what you want to see from the top-level talent, in the female division, in any division.
And you need to tell Matt Mitrione he's nuts. Just tell him he's lost. Brendan is right. Matt Mitrione is totally wrong.
Yeah, I try to stay out of those kind of conversations,
Exactly.
my friend.
All right.
Vince
Pichel took on Mark Madson.
Wait. Before we get into this fight,
Go
Dave,
ahead.
you have something you want to say to John? Dave, you have something you want to say to John? I'm sorry, because Pichel was on the main card. I'm sorry, Pichel was on the main card.
I called this fight actually on the main card.
Jesus.
I love him.
John said it was
guy.
Gary and Weeks, and I said it was Pichel and Madson.
This guy is just, oh man.
Hey, Dave. Dave,
Actually, Rosenstruck
Dave,
falling off is actually what caused
Dave,
this
you need
whole
to
thing,
stop
so-
talking right now. I want to apologize to you, Dave, that I was wrong, and
Okay,
that
good.
you were right about Vince Pichel and
Thank you.
Marco Madson. How you feel better now?
Wait. I thought you said they were on the main card.
I did. I'm just screwing with him because he's
Just
a
apologizing.
he's
Just,
a troll that can't admit when he's
Yeah.
wrong.
He's wrong.
8 years old,
He was
dementia.
wrong.
He doesn't
was
know.
Troll.
Troll. What a guy.
Between the two of you, John's dementia and Josh's 4 brain cells, you guys can't remember what happened on Wednesday.
All
and a half.
right. I will say though, the whole thing with the Mark Madson, Vince Pichel, anybody that gave the second round to Marco Madson, you have lost your fucking mind. Just lost your mind. 30-27, he did win the first. He won the third. You're going to say that he won the second? Not even close. I'm done.
Overall, though, good fight, scrappy back and forth.
Yeah.
Pichel's the real deal.
He's
I wasn't,
tough.
I wasn't sold on him, John, when you were talking about him. You were giving him the pump, and I was like, I'm not too sold on him. He reminds me, though, a little bit of Cub Swanson.
Very much. Yeah.
With little
Cub's a
handlebar
little
mustache.
smoother. Cub's a little smoother in all of his movements and what he does and
yeah.
everything. But Pichel normally got a great gas tank, can push the pace, and he breaks people. He breaks people with a pressure. And he's just awkward. He switches stance back and forth, all of that movement, all of that switching and stuff. But, I thought, Madson was lucky he got that takedown in the third because he was tired. Coming out of that second round, you got to figure an Olympic wrestler got taken down by a guy that never wrestled a day in his life.
Happens.
That's what happens in
Timing-
MMA and when you get tired.
Timing's everything.
Yep.
Next.
Ian Gary from Ireland, now fighting out of Sanford MMA against, I tell you what, Darian Weiss. I thought Darian Weiss fought a really good fight. I thought Ian Gary's definitely, the kid's good. He's got good stand-up. There's things to work on in there, but Darian Weiss really, I was impressed with him. I was impressed with his stand-up was decent. He kept his hands up high, did the right thing. He countered at times. He gave him problems, but I think the length of Gary was a little bit of a problem for him. And Gary's fast. He's for a tall fighter in that weight class, 170 pounds, 6'3". Kid's got speed on his hands too. So, and his left kick coming up high is fast. He gets it there, and he gets it there in a hurry. So he's going to be good. I don't know if he's going to be the guy that is what they're thinking of, the next Connor from Ireland, but he's a good fighter. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, but you got to think about all the other guys that are ahead of him at that weight class.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm talking
You
about.
know.
But he's got a long ways to go too. You can't rush him. He's 9-0. That's a nice record. Just give him good opponents for a while. Put him on a couple year run of multiple opponents per year. Thinking he's going to do well.
Yeah, it's all about slow playing the young talent, especially the ones
Yes.
that are undefeated. You got to take your time with them, let them develop the confidence. They can hang with the upper level, talent. So, Next.
Anthony Hernandez fought a great fight against Josh Fremd. I can't ever say it right, but that was a really good fight. I tell you what, he dominated Josh in the first round, and then Josh comes back in the second. I mean, Anthony Hernandez has got a pace to him, man. He goes after things. He does not stop. He's fun to watch. He comes from California, out there in Sacramento area. He's tough. The dude can fight. A lot of people, have not given him the credit he deserves. The guy is a gamer, and his goddamn ground game is good. I thought he fought a very.
Alpha male?
No, he's not with Alpha Male. I don't know exactly who he's with. He had Matthew.
Anthony Hernandez
Matt
is the same
Jelly.
team as Aspen Lad. Is
What's
MMA
that?
Gold. Fluffy is the same team as Aspen Lad.
Okay. So. But he fought a really good fight. But let's talk about Aspen Ladd and Raquel Pennington. I thought that was a good fight. And I thought Raquel Pennington looked really good for a lot of that fight. She talked about landing counters. Very good job of landing that. Her right hand hit the mark multiple times in that fight. Aspen, I thought, was coming on a little bit in the end of the fight. But Raquel Pennington, for taking it on 9 days, she looked good.
I think she was already in camp, though, working with Tisha Torres as well.
Yeah.
So I saw them training for the last probably couple weeks now. So she was probably helping Tisha. So she was already probably in pretty good shape.
Decent.
Understanding that Aspen Ladd's also not someone that has a big output. So it's like, why not take the fight? Also, the potential of getting the knockout, putting a lot of pressure on her. I think Raquel, I didn't realize how big Aspen Ladd is, because Raquel Pennington, for the weight, she's kind of a bigger body frame. And so when I saw the two of them next to each other, Aspen Ladd's a big girl when the two of them were standing next to each other. So, but overall, yeah, a good fight. Raquel landed some clean, hard shots throughout the fight. She did seem like she started to slow down in the third. But overall, I had Raquel winning the fight as well. Congratulations to her. Good stuff.
Mike Malott against Mickey Gall. What'd you think?
Oh, my gosh. You got to figure. Look, I heard a little bit of the commentary saying Mickey Gall is getting better on the feet. He's doing this. Obviously he has the advantage on the ground, but can he get the fight to the ground? But he's doing well on the feet. He landed a couple good hard shots. No, dude. No. Get the fight to the ground. Get the fight to the ground. I didn't see like full-hearted efforts to really try to get shots in, like good double legs, good pressing to the fence. I didn't see that. And I don't know if you all of a sudden found out that like you have a little bit of, striking. Like it's like you see it all the time with like top level wrestlers. They get one knockout and all of a sudden they're just like, all they're doing is searching for the knockout. They fall in love with their hands. You can't be that guy. And I don't think he's that guy. It seems like he's just falling in love with just, okay, look, it's on the feet. We're good. I'm safe here. No, you're not safe here. Not when you're dealing with someone that really wants to take your head off. This is not practice. And so, I mean, he was face down, ass up.
Oh,
so
Malott landed that left hook. It landed flush.
He was fighting the ref after, John. He was on the ref trying to get up, and they got past the ref and got back to his opponent's leg. That's how much he was fighting it. Didn't realize, like, his opponent just turned his foot and kicked out, and I was like, oh my gosh.
But you got to give it, like, Malott looked really good in the stand-up.
Yeah.
Technically, he was landing. And that knockout was not just that one shot. It was all of the prior shots, because he landed a couple of times big, and you saw Mickey. You saw him just, wiggle. You saw him stumble. You saw him have those moments where all of a sudden he's backing up right away. All those, those stingers that are happening, they add up to where that finally that one, it puts you where you end up face down, ass up. So. I still like Mickey Gall, though.
Say that again, John. He had that wiggle.
Yeah. You get the wiggle.
Yeah.
But nice win by Malott. Then there was Mr. Alexei, 44-year-old Olenek against Jared Vandera. Now that's a takedown. What a beautiful takedown by Olenek. Okay. He grabs hold, drags him on top of him, right?
Nothing wrong with that, John.
Nothing wrong with him. Then
Mackenzie Dern did a good job of doing that as well.
Mackenzie Dern didn't drag a 280-pound man on top of
that's
her.
True.
Drags him on top, actually starts to work towards gets to X guard at a certain point, ends up where he gets the
Sweeps
top
him.
position, and then Kezakatami, or scarf folded for most people. Look at when, and I'm telling you, Josh, I refereed Olenek and had to break him from certain people when he was going after that scarf hold. He is a strong man, super strong. And in fact, Travis Brown told me after the fight when he was getting squeezed, he goes, "Holy shit." He goes, "I thought he was going to tear my fucking head off." So that's why when you see, Vandera at the end and he's puking, that's what it's like, man. You get someone that will actually squeeze you that you think he's going to actually be able to break your skull. There was a tight squeeze, and congratulations to Mr. Submission. Alexei Olenek gets another one.
Well, John, he pulls him down on top of him. He tries to come up on a single leg, loses that position, gives his back up, by the way.
Did he give his back up?
Yeah, he had his, yeah.
I don't recall him giving the back up.
Had his back, and then he escapes out of there.
Well, that's
gets
true.
to
He
the
did.
top, goes
That's
belly
right.
down, then gets to his back, and then puts the hooks in. And holy shit. I like how you said he went to X guard.
He did go to X guard. Did you see him?
Yeah, he goes to X guard. He sweeps. He gets him to go to his back. He tries to come on top, and he loses that position. Then he gives up his own back.
Yeah.
That's how he got it. He's the back
That's right.
taken.
That's right.
So good stuff though. But just ill-advised though. Fight IQ by his opponent. What's his opponent's name?
Jared.
Yeah,
Jared
what's his last
Vandera.
name? Vandera. So Vandera was, you should have just made the space. Get away. His only way of winning was to do what he did. And you let him do that. You thought you were going to jump on his back and sub him. What are you doing, dude? Just get out.
Yep.
I know you've got some good submissions. You've been working with some guys that have good wrestling. You have good wrestling yourself. Get out and away. It just didn't make any sense. When we talk about fight IQ, you guys, that right there showed that was a lack of fight IQ. Just make your space. Get
when
out
you
of the
think
way.
about it, you got a guy that has over 40 submission wins.
Jeez.
How are you going to be on the ground with him?
Insane.
Crazy.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It completely baffled me, John, when I was watching. I was back and forth going, what are you doing? Jumping like you're pulling him on top of you. What are you doing? Hey, get the fight any way to the ground you can. Okay, fine, I get it. Then he came up on the single, got to the X guard, then he got the sweep, lost the position, got his back taken. I'm like, shit, this is not going to go. You're not going to get subbed by this guy. No way. Sure enough, gets to the top position, gets to his back, puts his hooks in. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. But as a fight IQ, it just didn't make any sense. I couldn't believe it. But tip my hat, man. What'd you say? 40-something submissions, finishes? That's insane. That's insane.
Crazy.
That's as many. He's got as many finishes as I have fights, I believe. Something.
You got to
like
figure
that.
he's 44 years old. He started fighting when he was 19.
That's nuts. I did too, but I didn't have that many fights.
Oh,
He's got as many subs as I think I had as many fights.
Yeah,
And a lot of my
probably.
fights aren't even on the thing because the internet wasn't around when I was fighting. This guy's a stud.
all right. We had Piera Rodriguez against Kay Hansen. I thought Kay Hansen actually came out, fought a pretty good fight in the beginning, and then started making mistakes. Mrs. Rodriguez was able to take advantage of some of those. It was a close fight, but eventually, if you're making those mistakes and giving someone positions, it ends up they get the fight. Good job for Rodriguez. But the one that I really want to talk about was Julio Arce against Daniel Santos. I thought Arce showed what a good boxer, a good stand-up fighter, good lateral movement, beautiful jab, really put on a good performance against a guy who was coming after him very, aggressively, hunting him down, crushing the space, and he just handled it all very well. landed that jab continuously. Beautiful. You know, he was in southpaw a lot, so he would land the right jab, straight left down the middle. Nothing flashy, just very effective.
It's not always about being flashy. It's not always about the flying knees, the head kicks. It's not always about that. It's about just
basics.
Yeah, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, just keeping basic. And just, like, it's the same way it goes for jiu-jitsu. It's very rare you see someone like, you know, when Nogueira, finished, first person ever finished with the Anaconda or the Darce. The Anaconda, right? When he finished, who did he finish with that in Pride?
Heath Herring, I
right?
think.
Yeah, so he hits him, and everyone's like, oh my God, what's this move, right? It was like this big deal. It's very rare that you see someone come up with a new submission, okay? It's the basics that gets them there. The armbar triangle is still around because it still finishes people. You know, the Kimura is still around because it still finishes people. It's the basic stuff.
The most
Very
basic
rarely.
is the rear naked choke. How often is it
Exactly.
used?
It's
all the time.
All the time. So keeping everything basic, whether it's submissions or even your boxing, hands up, chin down. That's one of the first things you learn in boxing, just keeping it basic. And that's one of the ways to win fights. Definitely. That's when it comes to fight IQ. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, I think that's going to wrap up our UFC talk. But John, I thought overall, let's do a recap in terms of overall, good night.
I thought it was a good night. Yeah.
Was
I
it
thought
worth
there was a
$80?
couple. Well, I spent it, so I thought overall, if the main card, I thought Madson, Pichel, it was decent. I thought Mackenzie Dern versus Torres, very entertaining fight. I thought that Chimaev versus Burns, best fight of the night. I thought that Aljamain Sterling against Peter Yan was a good fight. I thought I was impressed with how smart I thought Sterling was trying to fight, and I was a little bit disappointed with a guy that I thought had enough experience that knew, don't be mad, just go do business. But kind of let the emotions get in there, and then, I mean, I can't say enough good things about Volkanovski and the way he looked. He looked fantastic.
So let me roll this back a little bit. Where does Jan go from here?
Oh, Jan is right. He's right in the mix still.
Who's he fight next? Give me somebody.
It depends.
He's already beat Aldo. He's already beat Sanhagen.
Yeah.
Where's he go? Who's up there?
Well,
You got TJ, but TJ is going to fight next for the title.
You would think.
Yeah.
So, but you don't know. You could put him against Merab. I think that would be a
that's
fun
right,
fight.
'cause the two of them don't like each other now after this whole debacle
Because
with-
Merab is kind of with Aljamain, so that would be
Yeah.
a good fight.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little animosity there now. Then they can sell it because they got the footage now of them two getting after it after the I think weigh-ins or the presser. I think it was the weigh-ins. Yeah, good call. That's a good call there.
I like that one.
All right. Well, hey Dave, give us some news. What you got?
All right, let's talk about this fight announcement. Joanna Jędrzejczyk is scheduled to fight against Weili Zhang in Singapore at UFC 275 in June.
Great rematch, but Joanna isn't fighting enough. I know she only wants big fights and everything, but her last fight was against Weili, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So
Yeah, my concern isn't just not only is she not fighting enough, but it's gonna be really hard for them to live up to that first fight. I'm sorry, I'm scared to watch it because it's gonna ruin the first fight for me.
that's a rough one.
Yeah, it was so damn good, John. They fought their asses off. It was.
That's fight of the year.
Joanna was winning the fight. She was dominating the fight the first 2.5 rounds, and then
Weili came on.
Weili Zhang just came on and started just putting it on her, and it was still even close rounds, but she still won. It was a great fight. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see the fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm just being very what's the word? Cynical.
Sentimental.
Sentimental about
You're
the first
being
fight.
cynical?
Very cynical about the second fight.
There you go.
There you go. Big words for Josh Thompson today, you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Good fight, though. I'm excited. Singapore's in June. I love Singapore. Singapore's probably one of my favorite cities to ever go to. It's clean. Everyone's
it's a great
super
city.
nice. Everyone speaks English. It's very diverse in terms of you'll get all different types of people that live there. and it's fun. It's a fun city to be in, man. Beautiful as well. Beautiful. Next,
that's turned out to be a pretty good card though.
yeah,
That's
I'm
the
trying to
one.
remember who else on that card.
Glover Teixeira against Yuri. That's
All right,
the
who wins that
headliner.
fight?
Hey,
Let me ask you this, John.
stop
ask you
betting
this.
against Glover. Everyone's betting against Glover all the time.
All right. Well, John, let me ask you this. We are in LA because we're hosting. We're going to be in LA tomorrow. We're in LA. I'm in LA now. You're in LA tomorrow. But on Monday, we're hosting the press conference for the San Jose show, where you've got Vadim Nemkov fighting Corey Anderson.
Yep.
Okay. You've got Glover Teixeira fighting Yuri Prochaska.
Yep.
So, do you think that the number one light heavyweight in the world is fighting on Friday night? You have Nemkov and you've got Corey Anderson. Corey's got to win over Glover.
Yes, he does.
Okay. Yuri's got to win over Nemkov.
Yes, he does.
I mean, I'm saying like they intermix very, very well.
No, it's great.
The four of them are obviously the top 4 light heavyweights in the world. But does the winner of Friday become the number one guy up until the winner of them fight and see who wins that? Because if let's say Corey wins and Glover wins again in June, if you do the MMA math, is Corey the better fighter then since he's already beaten him? It's
At this point, let's look at it honestly. I don't give a shit that Corey has a win over Glover, and I don't give a shit that Yuri's got a win over Nemkov. Yuri's win over Nemkov was Nemkov being a young fighter in fighting in Ryzen and blowing up. Yuri had his moments in the fight, but Nemkov was definitely winning the fight. And blew himself up trying to get rid of Yuri in a 10-minute round. We don't have 10-minute rounds in MMA really anymore. So I don't know. I just look at it and go, do I think that Nemkov could beat anybody? Yeah, he could beat anyone. Do I think Corey could beat anyone? Yeah, he could beat anyone. Do I think Glover on the right night could beat anyone? Yep.
Yeah.
And Yuri is just crazy, tough, good, just awkward, all kinds of things. So he's trouble for everyone too.
Yeah.
You could interchange any of them.
It all makes for good fights.
Yep.
This is that moment when you wish you could put like a light heavyweight world Grand Prix with just the 4 of them, right?
Oh,
just be like,
yeah.
because they intermix so well. I think Yuri's gonna have a hard time with Glover.
Well,
if that fight hits the ground,
if that fight hits the ground with Yuri underneath Glover, he's gonna have problems.
Yeah,
he's gonna wear out pretty quick, and he's in good shape. He's got a good gas tank, but there's a lot of pressure when Glover's on top.
Yeah, everyone's found that out when they got on bottom.
Yep. Don't bet against Glover right now, man. He's proven everyone wrong.
Yes, this is very true. This is very true. Next.
All right, you guys talked about AJ and Volk already, and that kind of speculation. So we'll wrap up on this story. Anderson Silva is set to return for a boxing match in May against Bruno Machado in Dubai.
Okay, I don't know who Bruno Machado is. John's like, I don't know.
I don't know who Bruno Machado is either.
I don't know who he is. So, all right.
Who's Bruno Machado? Come on, Dave.
Now we have homework.
Yeah.
Pull him up and see, who does he have? Who has he fought before, Dave?
Looks like he's got an MMA record of 13-9.
Oh,
no wonder I don't know Bruno Machado.
Yeah.
I'm just going back to try and pull up one.
What was his last fight? Go to his fight history. Oh,
Okay.
man, you just took it away.
It was January last year.
Blake Cry. Oh, he's been fighting in UAE Warriors. Okay. Yeah.
And,
I don't think that's a good fight for Bruno.
No, majority of the time it's not. Hey, did you hear that Pico's opponent got changed?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, no one told me until I found out tonight here on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Nice.
All right, lovely. What time do you get into LA tomorrow?
11 o'clock at night.
Oh, Jesus. I think you and I are probably around the same time. Yeah. Yeah, you and I are around the same time.
Lovely.
You going to LAX? You going to LAX or
Yeah.
I'm going to Burbank.
Yeah. Well, that's because you have the ability to take a little puddle jumper, and I don't.
Yes, this
Burbank,
is very true.
if you're not taking a puddle jumper, is expensive.
Yeah. Yes, it is very. Well, hey, overall, though, I thought the night was a good night of fights. We are packed, you guys, for the next couple of weeks with just nothing but fights. So you guys make sure you guys tune in, especially the following week. You have this week with Friday, which is Bellator, is on Friday night. So make sure you guys tune in. What card does UFC have for Saturday?
I think it's Bilal Muhammad against Luque.
Ooh, Vicente Luque and Bilal. Is that the card, Dave?
Yeah, I'm just pulling up right now. That
should be. Who else is on that card?
Let's take a look. So we got the co-main is.
Oh, you're gonna go to SureDog where you look because all those. Oh, never mind.
Oh, it's on speed dial.
Oh god. Looking at the undercard, I'm not seeing any names that stand out. But John, you can take a look here and see.
Andre Fiallo's there against Miguel Baeza, which is actually a good fight. That's a good
fight.
That's a good fight. That was fun. Pat Sabatini against TJ Laramie. That's a good fight. I like Pat Sabatini. He's one of those Philadelphia boys. Crazy. Devin Clark, good wrestler against William Knight. Very strong guy. That's a good one. Lena Landsberg against Pani Chiazza. Jakar Close against Brandon Jenkins. There's some decent fights on there.
Hey, don't we have a Sabatini on our roster too?
No, we got a
Who's
Sabatello.
the wrestler kid?
Sabatello.
That's
Danny
right,
Sabatello.
He's making it. He's gonna be in the 135-pound tournament.
Yeah.
He's fighting in Hawaii, correct? Trying to get on the main card. Trying to get into that tournament.
Trying to get in the main bracket.
Yep. If he wins that, he ends up. I think he draws Magomedov though. I think if he.
How lucky. No, you know what? That's a good matchup for him.
I think it is. I think if you're gonna pick a style matchup, that'd probably be the best matchup for him.
Absolutely.
That'd be a fun fight. Yeah, I'm excited for that. The other fighter would fight. Who are the other two guys if they win? Who they fight?
Higo.
Higo, that's correct. Yeah, good stuff.
Sorry,
good stuff.
Ego,
yeah. And then the following week we're in Hawaii, and that is stacked because we got 2 nights of fight. We got Friday and Saturday night. So Cyborg is going to be fighting there. Alima Lay McFarlane will be fighting there. If you guys have not tuned in for Alima Lay McFarlane fight in Hawaii. She does a great walkout. The crowd is electric when she fights. It's absolutely amazing.
Yep.
Plus, you got some other.
Also, Yancy Medeiros making his debut Bellator in Hawaii, his home state.
In Hawaii. Yep. And then Kamaka, right? And then Keone Diggs is also fighting.
Yep.
Kai Kamaka is fighting, and Keone Diggs, he's also fighting.
Yep.
So some good stuff, man. I'm pumped for these next 2 weeks. We are going to be super busy. We're going to be recording on the fly. So bear with us, you guys, and let's have some fun. Maybe John and I will be in the same room one of these days.
Maybe.
Should be fun. All right, guys. Well, hey, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'm talking to you guys from the Thick Boy Studios here in Calabasas. And if you guys haven't checked out the Fight Companion, check it out. We had a good time tonight. Matt Michiron and Brian Callen and Mr. Thick Boy himself, Brendan Schaub, and it was good, man. We had some good time, good fun. And I was actually a little bit more sober tonight, so I was able to.
Hey, good for you.
No, Matt took my place tonight.
Oh, did Matt get lit?
Yeah, no, he was all right. He was good, but he was definitely more of the Josh than I was.
He did defeat you in the Matt Mitrione versus Josh Thompson main event, though, didn't he? When he called you out about your broadcasting against them.
No, I won.
No,
I had to let him know. I know. I definitely won. He had a beef. He's like, I have a bone to pick with you, and I'm like, yeah. He was mad at the fact that I said that he was running from Big Country, and I said, yeah, I know you were running. I said, what happened though was you were sticking and moving. You were throwing 1s and 2s and throwing inside leg kicks and outside kicks. I said, but you wobbled his knees a couple times. I said, I wanted to see you throw a 3 and a 4. I didn't say get in there and blitz. And then he went off and he goes, yeah, but I feel like when I had him against the fence and I was flurrying, okay, he's like, that's when he gets you into like coaxing you into like feeling comfortable, and that's when he knocks you out. No, that's not the times that I'm talking about, Matt. I'm talking about the part where you're sticking and moving and you're running. You're throwing 1 punch, run, 1 punch, run. When you rock him with the 1 punch or the 2 punch, throw the 3 and the 4. Don't stand in front of him and get knocked out. Do a little bit more. I said, I'm not telling you to brawl with him. We all know how that ends up. But I explained. I had to explain it to him in fight IQ terms, and then he started to understand. See, I can't. This is what we talk about, you guys. Dave is a troll. That's why we pick on him. He's like, "Oh, didn't he dominate you in the?" No, Matt Mitrione would not dominate me in the fight IQ department, you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I love me some Matt Mitrione. They call him Meathead for a reason. Okay, so let's go.
What about the regular IQ department?
No, jeez, you're crazy. You're not even in the IQ department. All right, guys. Well, hey, hopefully you guys tune in. And John, take us away, my man.
Hey, everyone out there, a couple things. Go to weighingin.com. Order one of our fantastic sweatshirts like this right here, or the newer design. You can get all those. That's a beautiful shirt that Josh is wearing right there. Pick up a beautiful sweatshirt, a hoodie, a T-shirt, whatever, and represent. Take a picture of it, send it to us, and we will repost that sucker. If you're out there doing things, do me a favor. Make someone's day special. Buy someone a nice meal. Do something good for someone. It'll make you feel good, and hopefully they'll pay it back later on. For everyone out there, thanks for listening, and we will see you.